13.11 Two-dimensional array. So far, I have explained the features and functionalities of one-dimensional array. This is one-dimensional array. We can treat it as a list, int, a list 6. But in real life environment, only list may not satisfy all our needs, programming needs. We want a table. Table means, now you see, let us take only 5. And now a table we require. Actually, one-dimensional array we are declaring like this with a list and a subscript 5. That means it is a list of 5 array of 5 elements. Two-dimensional array, how can we declare? And here let us name it as table. Table. Now 3, 5. In this manner, 3 rows, it represents 3 rows and 5 columns. That what you call in mathematics a matrix, 3 into 5 matrix. But here the difference is 0 base index. Here this is row 0, row 1, row 2. This is column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. This is a table. Before explaining the syntax regarding the two-dimensional array, I want to enlighten you regarding data structures. With the reference to this, I can explain and you can understand what is the real data structure, what is the purpose, why, what is need of different data structures. You can understand, and with this, definitely it opens up the new windows of thinking. Now, here you see, suppose you have 5 papers in your exam, and each term you have to write 5 papers. Then what you do, how you store that? For that you want a data structure. Why data structure is required? 5 paper marks in 5 papers are 1 unit. 1 unit. So how can you declare it? Int marks 5. Like a list, you make it. This is a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to store 5 marks in 5 papers, then marks 5. This is enough. This is the suitable data structure. Whatever element you want and all that, you can retrieve. This is a paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5. Whatever marks you want, you can randomly, you can access and retrieve and you display that. When two-dimensional array is required. With reference to this, I will explain why multiple dimensional arrays are required. You can practically understand. That understanding is very much required. Otherwise, you study subject in academic manner, academic aspect. What is the end purpose of that? You never know. So here, if you study everything, what is the end use of that? You can understand it better in the real spirit of that is the real spirit of learning. Now you see, you have 3 terms. With 3 terms, there are like quarterly, half yearly, and final. And each term you have 5 papers. Then this is not suitable. This type of 3 are required. This is one-dimensional array. You can call as 1D array. Because there is only one dimension that we are specifying here. Now you want a table. Then 3 into 5. Then two-dimensional array is required. 3 terms. 3 terms, each 5 papers. Now you can understand. You can understand why two-dimensional array is required instead of one-dimensional array. To store the marks of one term exam, one-dimensional array is enough. To store the marks of three terms of U, then two-dimensional array is required. This is declared like this, 3, 5. Next, when three-dimensional array is required, that is another data structure next to that, multi-dimensional. Suppose in your class, there are 60 students. For all of them, your college people have to construct a data structure. Which data structure is suitable for that? Int tables. Now, this is list. I can call it as a list. List means mark list. Then this is a table. This is tables. Tables. How many tables you require? 60. For you, one table is required. There are 60 students. There are 60 tables are required. So, then you have to declare it like this. Then, how you can draw it? This is one table. This is one student mark. And this type of how many tables are there? This type of 60 tables are there. This is how it is represented. This is a three-dimensional array. Tables 60, 3, 5. That means 60 tables, 60 two-dimensional arrays. What do you mean? 60 two-dimensional arrays. Here, 3 one-dimensional array, 60 two-dimensional arrays. Each one is a two-dimensional array of 3 into 5. Next, the type of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 60 are there. That is, so to store the marks of all the students in 3 terms, each term 5, then this is there. In this, how many data items you stored? 60 into 3, 180 into 5, 900 data items you are able to store, and you are able to access them whatever you want. A particular student's marks in first term, third paper, marks you can retrieve. So, whatever you want, you can access that. This is the suitable data structures. Now, let us extend one more step. So, this is one class. There are 10 classes. In your college, there are 10 classes. Each class is having 60 students, and each student is having 3 terms, and each term is having 5 papers. Then which data structure is required? You want 4-dimensional. Now tables. How many classes? There are 10 classes. Each class 60 students. Each student is having 3 terms, and each term is having 5 papers. See that? This is 4-dimensional. 4-dimensional. When 5-dimensional is required? 5-dimensional is required. Suppose in your college, 3 streams are there. Not only engineering, MCA, and degree. 3 streams are there. Then 5-dimensional array is required. Just by this example, you can understand that why we have to choose a particular data structure for particular purpose, depending on the domain. Depending on the domain 1-dimensional, depending on the 2-dimensional, depending on domain 3-dimensional, depending on 4-dimensional. In this way, there are a number of data structures. Every data structure is having unique features, and it is suitable for a particular purpose. So, that type of data structure we have to use. Data structure means not just dumping data. Data structure provides such a facility to access data, retrieve data, manipulate data, display data, insert data, delete data, all that facility should provide. Such type of convenient data structure we have to choose. So, as a matter of context, I am explaining to you, and in this way, these are all multiple data structures. You must understand this fact. And now, let us focus on 2-dimensional array, how to construct a 2-dimensional array, and what are the allied features. Now, let us see the syntax of declaring two-dimensional array. Now you see int table 4 3. What do you mean by that? 4 into 3 matrix. That is, now how, if you want to initialize, this is just a declaration. This is two-dimensional array declaration. Now, if you want to, now how it is? This is like this. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, column 0, column 1, column 2. This is the thing. Now, if you want to initialize, you can initialize it. Just to see the initialization procedure, and here first you write like this. Thereafter, two-dimensional array is nothing but 4 one-dimensional arrays. 4, each row is one-dimensional array. And here first you see the syntax 1 1 1 1 1 1. Here next 2 2 2 comma 3 3 3 comma 4 4. No comma is required. This is the, in this way we can initialize it. Here one underlying fact I have to tell you. Actually this is two-dimensional, but computer memory is array of bytes. Array of bytes. So how can we accommodate, how can we store a table in an array? That is our doubt. Actually this is our perception. We view the table in this form, but no table is stored in the computer memory as it is. That's why how it is stored, just here you see this table, how it is stored, just you see, this is row 0, this is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3. This way it is stored. So you form a clear idea about this. And page number 727, here I have given the same thing. How to access element, how to access here, what is there, 1. How you access it? That is 0 0 0 0. Table 0 0 means table here row 0 column 0. This is row 0 column 0. This is row 0 column 1, row 0 column 2. This is row 1 column 0, row 1 column 1, row 1 column 2, row 2 column 0, row 2 column 1, row 2 column 2, row 3 column 0, row 3 column 1, row 3 column 2. These are the subscript. By using these subscript, we can access the corresponding elements. And you see that you refer this table 728, and memory map also you, how it is stored in the memory, you can have a clear picture. This knowledge is very essential. A one-dimensional array is set of elements. A two-dimensional array is array of arrays. Array of arrays. So it is a set of one-dimensional arrays. Now that fact you have to understand. Actually view it as a table. We write the output also in the form of table only by using necessary escape sequences and all that. But in the memory, we cannot store any table. We cannot store any table. It is stored row wise as one-dimensional array. This is one-dimensional, this is another, this is, there are 4 one-dimensional arrays. So you understand the reality. A two-dimensional array is set of one-dimensional arrays. It is stored in the same fashion in the memory, and when we are writing, then we write it in a tabular form, because we understand data for this case in a tabular form. So, but computer memory, these are stored as collection of rows, collection of one-dimensional arrays.